Listen, man, I don't even think you're tired. I really think you just unmotivated. That's what I think. Um, and there's a difference between exhaustion and being unmotivated. Here's why. Check this out. If this is something you want to do, like content creation, right? For example, if I told you that in 5 years you can make $10,000 a month in 5 years, monetized channel, all that, would you be motivated to do it? But you got to stay consistent for the whole 5 years, posting daily, no matter what. Would you be motivated? Okay, let's go a step further. What if I told you I will personally give you $10,000 if you post consistently for the next 30 days, and I can promise you that your channel will get monetized? You'd probably be more motivated to do it, right? What motivated you though? The money, or that in 30 days your channel can be monetized, plus you get money from me? You'd probably be more motivated then. Why is that? See, you should already have figured it out right there, but it's all good. What is exhaustion? We all face it, especially if you have to balance things. Like, I know for me, it trying to balance, I guess you would say YouTube is a fourth job, but having three jobs already and then balancing another one, which I never really looked at YouTube as a job. I really didn't. It was just something that um, I like doing and got good at. So it kind of never felt like a job, and it still doesn't to this day. It doesn't even feel like a job. I don't know, but most people look at it as that. Um, Exhaustion is more like a deeper level of fatigue that affects both your mind and your body. I know all about it. You know, um, it's not just about needing a nap. That's not what it is. It's your body sending you a signal that it needs to recharge. Remember, I spoke about this probably a couple days ago about literally you need to reset sometimes. It's okay to take a break. You can't always just be on with no recharge. It's kind of like plugging your phone up. Remember how I said that? It's the same thing, bro. It really is. Your body needs to recover. Your mind needs to recover. You can't always just be on. Not all the time. Not all the time. And it'll send you signs. Your first one gonna be your physical tiredness. That was the first one that got me. It was, the moment that you feel like you can barely get out of bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, lift your arms. Don't want to get out of bed. You still sleepy, half sleep, but still got stuff to do. It's stuff like that. Um, you might even feel like you don't have the energy to keep going physically. You know. The other thing is gonna be that mental fogness. It's gonna be hard for you to focus. That's what exhaustion brings you. It's kind of hard for you to focus on something. It's like your brain is just like kind of like meh, like mush. And that's another sign that it's time to recharge. When you mentally are exhausted, you may feel like you're in a fog. Things get unclear. Things that you like doing, you can't really focus on too well. That's what that is. That's a mental fog. And the other one is having sleep problems. This was another one that I faced, not sleeping well, and this is a big one, especially for me. Um, you might feel physically exhausted, but still struggle to sleep at night, like a real good night's sleep. Do you get what I'm saying? Um, Either you can't fall asleep, or when you do, it's not good enough. It's like it can mess with your sleep cycle when you exhausted. You know, if you're noticing one or more of these signs, your body might be trying to tell you that it's time to take a break. It's time. What is laziness? A lot of y'all should already know what this is. And on the flip side, laziness does get a bad rep. It does. And No one wants to be seen as lazy. Nobody wants to be seen as lazy, but here's the thing. Laziness is really more about the lack of motivation. Because if people had more motivation or something to look at as motivation, that would push them to go get it. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's the problem. Now, most people don't have anything that is going to push them to want to go get it. That's why people feel unmotivated. There's nothing there for you to be like, okay, I know if I grind for this long, for this amount of time, I know I can get that. There's none of that. And we're often unmotivated when we feel exhausted, even though our body isn't physically drained, and when we have nothing to look at to motivate us. Now, people would say laziness means that you're a failure, right? People would say something's wrong with you. And it's just that sometimes your mind needs something more to engage with. That's why I said that willpower. Sometimes we need to rekindle our purpose and our goals again because we lose touch sometimes, and that's fine. You need to regain touch with your purpose and your goals to get back into gear again, you know? And we confuse exhaustion with laziness because they overlap each other. Now, look, in some ways they do feel the same or feel some type of similar, and it can feel like you're physically tired because you just don't have the willpower to do anything. You know, that's why I said if more people had that sense of purpose, that sense of having their goals in line or in check, or having something that is going to push them to want to do it, more people would be motivated to do things. And because of that, it's easy to mislabel it as exhaustion. You know, take a look at this for a moment. Notice how exhaustion and laziness overlap each other because both do have some type of, they have the same effect, right? It can leave you feeling low energy, and both can affect your ability to focus, right? But the difference is if you rest and you still feel exhausted, okay, that's like physical exhaustion. But if you was to rest and you feel okay and you can't get yourself to start something, that's a motivation issue. Do we see the difference? Now, we know what exhaustion and laziness looks like. How do you figure out which one you're dealing with? I got a simple checklist. Simple. Listen to your body. That was something I never did. Was just always on the go because I'm getting money. You know, like working and working and working. All right, I got to get it, bro. Listen to your body. Because there was days that I was just going, no break for like 6 months, still going. And then when I'm adding more jobs to what I'm doing, like more work, now I'm doing YouTube. Now I got merch that I gotta set up. Now I got my own clothing brand that I gotta line up. Like it just adding more to it didn't make it no better, you know? And granted, I love working. I do. It keeps me going. But it gets to a point where you'll start to get drained. I don't want you to get to that point. It's no reason for you to get to the point where you are physically drained, just doing too much, feeling like you can't rest. Yes, you can. Which leads me on to my next thing. Rest, bro. Rest. Take a break. If you got free time, a free moment, take a break. Take a break. And I'm talking about like 10, 15 minutes. If you wake up and feel recharged, that's good. If you don't, just take a moment. Take a moment for yourself. A lot of us don't do that, and we need to incorporate that more into our life. Yeah. If you wake up and feel just as unmotivated as before, it's likely that you are lazy. It's probably laziness or a lack of purpose, right? Get moving. Get moving, man. Sometimes the best way to tell is by moving. If you lying down and sitting down or sitting still and can't get up, probably a sign of you mentally checking out. It's probably what it is. Um, if I had to put my finger on it, uh, if you've been sitting for a while and then feel energized after you done rested, or just standing and stretching, that's a good sign you just need some physical activity to break the cycle. Get outside. I tell you all the time that you need to take time for yourself, get outside, explore, refine your purpose, repurpose your goals. How about that? Um, yeah, there's many solutions that I did, and I prioritized recovery, which means rest. I did a reset, um, and the support. The amount of support that I got just on my journey was just crazy, crazy. Never. I got more support from people that I don't even know, um, versus people I do know in real life, and that's crazy. Um, if you're lazy or unmotivated, you need to set small goals for yourself, small steps. Everybody wants to take these big giant steps. No, literally break down your goals and then take small steps to get there. That was one of the first things I ever said on this channel. One of the first things I ever said. Never lose sight of the destination. Reroute it. That's it. That was one of the first things I ever said, and I think that went over so many people's head. To this day. To this day. Reconnect with why you're doing something. That's part of the reason why you feel unmotivated. Nobody has their why of what they're doing. If I was to feel unmotivated for posting today, what was the reason why I started? That's going to put you back to why you wanted to do it. And it should give you that motivation again. It should. But sometimes you got to go deeper than that. You want to get something done, what's the bigger picture of why you was doing it? Telling you. Change your environment. That's why I come outside. Like, I'm not just sitting in the house. I come outside, go to different places that I've never been to, and collect my thoughts and be more creative. That's where I get some of my creative ideas. You know? I don't know who needed to hear that, but I really don't think you're tired. I think you're unmotivated.